Earlier this week, President Donald Trump made a significant announcement. Starting April 2nd, the United States will impose new tariffs on countries that charge high import duties on U.S. goods. And guess who's now on the list? India. Speaking before Congress, Trump expressed his dissatisfaction with the state of global trade. He pointed out that India imposes auto tariffs higher than 100%. And he called this system unfair to the US. He promised to impose tariffs on India in retaliation, citing the principle of reciprocal tariffs, imposing the same tariffs that India applies to US products. This move has raised concerns among Indian businesses, especially considering that just a few years ago, India was benefiting from favorable US trade policies. To understand the shift, let's rewind a bit to 2019. When Trump escalated the trade war with China, he imposed high tariffs on Chinese goods. This created a golden opportunity for Indian exporters, particularly in the auto components industry. U.S. car manufacturers, who had previously sourced parts from China, began to turn to India for more affordable, high-quality, and reliable alternatives. As a result, India's auto component exports to the US saw a significant rise. This situation should have been a win-win for both countries, but now Trump is imposing tariffs on India, and that's causing confusion. If American companies were happy buying Indian auto parts, why raise their prices with tariffs? The answer is simple: Trump is using tariffs as a bargaining chip. So what's Trump trying to achieve here? First, the US wants better access to the Indian market for its products. Second, India's high tariffs on American goods make them too expensive for Indian consumers. Third, since previous negotiations haven't yielded results, the US is now using tariffs to force India to lower tariffs on US products in return. What exactly does the US want from India? There are a few key areas of interest: American cars and auto parts. India imposes a tariff of over 100% on imported cars, making American brands like Ford, GM, and Tesla more expensive. The US wants India to lower these tariffs so that American cars can compete more effectively in the Indian market. This is particularly relevant with Tesla's push to enter India, and with strong ties between Elon Musk and Trump, it's clear that American interests are being prioritized. US agricultural products. India has strict regulations on imports of American dairy, poultry, and other agricultural goods. The US is looking to expand its exports of products like apples, almonds, and dairy to India by reducing these tariffs. American whiskey and alcohol. Indian taxes on imported alcohol can reach as high as 150%, making American brands like Jack Daniels and Jim Beam prohibitively expensive. The US wants India to cut these taxes to boost sales. Medical devices. India has price controls on certain medical devices like stents and knee implants, making them more affordable for patients. The US wants India to remove these restrictions so American companies can sell them at higher prices. For India, this is a tricky situation. On the one hand, lowering tariffs on American products would benefit US businesses but could hurt India's local industries. On the other hand, if India refuses, it risks facing more tariffs from the US, which would make its exports more expensive. To ease the tension, India has already taken steps to reduce tariffs on certain items like high-end motorcycles and bourbon whiskey. But the pressure is mounting. India's Commerce Minister, Piyush Goyal, has traveled to the US for trade talks seeking to protect Indian industries while avoiding a full-blown trade war. Both India and the US are working toward a goal of doubling their trade to $500 billion by 2030, and a bilateral trade agreement is expected to be finalized by 2025. India has also increased imports of US energy and defense products as part of the ongoing negotiations. At the end of the day, global trade is a complex game of power dynamics, and India now finds itself caught in the middle. What does this teach us? Trade agreements often begin with diplomacy and mutual benefit, but as interests shift, they can quickly turn into pressure tactics. Countries leverage their influence to get favorable terms, and businesses operate with self-interest at their core. For India, the key to navigating this situation might lie in forging strategic alliances with other global powers, such as Russia, China, and the European Union. If India can balance its relationships with multiple superpowers, it could gain leverage in negotiations with the U.S., which might be reluctant to lose India as a strategic partner. India must carefully weigh its options and plan its next move, as the stakes are high for both economic growth and political influence.